So this time I bring you a farm slash pool in the Sunken Temple. You can boost someone here, a full group, for about 30k XP per hour, or you can boost just one person for 52k XP per hour. A mage found this. His name is Taiwanese Ninja. I'll leave his link on the description below. And he can pull the whole dungeon. I can't, because these Atal witch doctors and whatnot, they despawn and go back to their path after a while for some reason. You can get a little bit of gold here, not that much. You get like 30, 35 from the mobs. And if you sell boosts at like 5 gold per run, per person, you get like 80 gold if you have 4 people. It's more convenient than having to go all the way down to Maraudon, but because it's really close to Stormwind. But at the same time, it's not as much experience, so I found it was not that hard to sell because I could just fly to Blasted Lands, and a lot of people are questing there, and I just say, selling boost, Sunken Temple, 30 to 32k XP per hour, you just AFK at the entrance, and a lot of people are actually into it, so it's not that expensive as well. So you go all the way down to the Dragon King area, and you're gonna want to jump to that ledge over there. Once you get on top of that, everything in here will de-aggro, so even if you pull these guys, it doesn't matter. You have to come this way anyway, because otherwise that guy here will aggro on you. So I'm gonna still pull aggro from him. See, I just pulled aggro. But he has no way, no pathing to come to this ledge, which is the premise of this farm, is to go on the ledges in this dungeon. You want to go to the end of this corridor, and you need to pull those 2 drakes to the Shade of Veranicus. And that's because if you do so, he's gonna do something like he pulls all of the Dragonkins in this area, all 72 of them, into this zone in here. But he doesn't actually aggro himself. And these 2 drakes, they will lose aggro as well after a while, so you're not really gonna attack them, so you're safe from them. So you pull them here, he's gonna yell, blah blah blah, evil, blah blah blah, and you're gonna want to run towards that spot there. They're gonna kick me there, which was pretty nice of them. And once you're here, you can just run up the ramp, you jump to this side, once again, no pathing, and they're gonna just reset. You can see, I'm gonna speed this up just a little bit, you can see all of the mobs running to the Shade of Veranicus now. And that's the whole premise of this, is you're gonna have them all in one spot, you're gonna throw like an engineering bomb, and if you're not an engineer, there's something called Explosive Rocket, I'll put on the screen right now, and anyone can get this. It's a level 3 quest reward to get the Kobold Candles. And you can also, sell them cross-faction to the Horde, but they don't require engineering, and they have a pretty long distance, like 30 yards, I think, like the normal bombs, the same distance. They don't do a lot of damage, and it's instant damage. It doesn't have like a travel time, but, anyone can use them. So you need to use this to pull. You cannot just pull 1 or 2 in melee range, because if you do that, not all of them are going to pull, and some will reset, which is pretty weird. So I'm going to go there, I'm going to throw my NG bomb, and then I'm going to climb exactly the same ramp on the opposite side. Once you jump out, once again, you're in reset because no pathing. Now, what you have to do is you do this to gain some distance from the mobs. Right about here, you want to jump down, because otherwise they're actually going to lose aggro and reset, but then they're going to be all buggy. And I found that every time that happened, I actually had to reset the instance because they wouldn't all come to Shade of Veranicus again. So you jump here and you start running. I almost always, there's a pack, like those bastards, that don't seem to come. So I use a swiftness potion because these guys, they hit pretty hard, and if you have to run all the way up until the end with them hitting, you're probably gonna die or you're gonna have to bubble, and you need to save your bubbles. So the way you kill them is, again, the ledges. I have a top-down view example I've done in Photoshop to explain how you jump from one side to the other and the pathing of the mobs. I'll run that in like a second or a few minutes from now. I'll put it on the screen as well. So you come here, go all the way up to this corner, jump up, and you just wait for the mobs. You see the front mobs, the ones that were like the last to come to you, they're way ahead of the other ones. So that's why I jump in this ledge here. So you want them to path all the way through here up to you. And on the meantime, the big chunk of the pack that's right there, they arrive, right? So when they're there, further away, you want to jump down and do your combo. You consecrate, you bubble. I put an Oil of Immolation. It doesn't do that much damage. It's like 200 damage, I think, or 250 damage. I'm not really sure. And then A Crystal Bomb or a Crystal Charge. They're really cheap, again, 10 silver per. They do the same damage as a Thorium Bomb, and they're cheaper to make in most realms, mine is at least. And another Consecration. Now you want to jump to this ledge, and notice I jumped before my bubble ended, because otherwise melee leeway would mean that they would all hit me and I would just insta-die. So you jump here, sledge, and guess what's gonna happen? They are gonna go, all of them, all the way around the ledge until they reach here. And in that time, you're gonna come back here, another Consecration, run back, and then you're gonna do something I'm gonna have to slow down to show you. And I'm just gonna move back a bit and slow it down. Remember when I told you that you need to jump on the ledge? If you don't do like a third jump, it seems that you on like the height axis, you're really not on top of the ledge for the mobs. So that's why I did like a third jump back when I jumped on top of these ledges, because you don't really get to that point on the ledge, and the mobs think you're still on the floor, so they go back down to you. So you can abuse this by, let me just speed it up to put the Consecration. All right, so you can abuse this by using the backwards key. So you see how I'm moving backwards slowly? And now they're going back. And then I move forward and I go back into the same spot. And they're gonna start moving back to me again. So basically we're doing the same thing we did in Zul'Farrak with the jumping back and forth, so that the mobs stay as most as they can inside of Consecration. So you jump down again, or you actually move a little bit down. You need to jump, just press the backwards, the back paddling key. And then you heal up. Go up, you put another Consecration. And then you go all the way back to the corner. You saw the third jump, that's what I meant, like, you can see it in here. When you're down, you have to do that third jump when you get up the ledge, so that you actually get on top of the ledge. So you go there, and again, a little bit of backwards, and they get hit. So you're gonna do this every time you have a bubble and a bop, you're gonna do this, where you pack them all, and you do a lot of damage, a full Consecration, and if you don't have bubble or bop, you're gonna do the Consecration dancing. So right now I have bop up, and I'm gonna put one Consecration, let them come to me, bop, do some damage, another Consecration, and the trinket, and then I'm gonna go away and do this kiting. So the best trinkets I found for this are Shade of Eranicus, because it does a lot of damage, and a Rhymestein. The reason is they're not undead, spell power really doesn't matter for Consecration, it scales really badly, and the cannon one doesn't attack them all because they're not always packed, as you can see. So I'm gonna pass the clip now of the top view of this to explain how like the pathing works with the mobs. So this is the map of where you're gonna kill them, and I've done an outline of it so you can see it a little bit easier. So you're gonna be here, some mobs are gonna be really close to you, some mobs, or the majority of the mobs, the pack will be a lot behind, because that's the pack that you bound before. So what you want to do is, at this point, you as a paladin go here into this ledge and jump up. That means that the mobs that are coming after you in the front, they're gonna go all the way across this ledge and try and hit you, while the other mobs that are in the back, they're gonna come and they're gonna be around here because they're a bit further behind. When these mobs in the big pack are here, you jump down and you put Consecration. And that means that all of the mobs come back to you, and eventually, within a few seconds, these ones will have returned to you as well. And at this point, you will bubble and keep do the normal rotation. Consecration, bubble, bombs, whatever. And within 2 seconds, and this is important, 2 seconds of bubble finishing, you want to jump up here. If you do it too late, or here, if you do it too late, like half a second left or like a second of bubble left, they're probably gonna hit you because of melee leeway. So you jump here, and they're all gonna start running back here. Maybe the casters won't because they're still casting you, those green ones. And you want to come all the way to this corner and line of sight them. As soon as you jump up, you want to come to this corner and line of sight. And that means that all of the dragons are going to start coming all the way around here. Now at some point, the casters, the green ones, are going to get line of sight of you and they won't run back, right? So if you put like a Consecration around here in this area, and then you come back here, the green ones, the casters, they're going to stop there. And whereas everybody else, once you jump down, everybody else will go back down, the casters will stay there. And this means that they will be out of sync with the group. So in this situation, what you want to do is you jump to the middle. That means that the drakes that aren't casters, they'll run, oops, sorry, one wrong there. They'll run you down like this, and they'll come and try and chase you. Meanwhile, The casters are going to go back and they're going to be around here. At this point, you can jump back up because the casters will get line of sight of you, and you jump back up and you come to this corner here, right? And that means that the casters will get some line of sight of you, but then they'll lose line of sight once you hit the corner. So they're going to stop here and they're going to start casting. But as soon as you hit this corner, they can't see you anymore. So they're going to start running back. And the time that it takes for them to stop that casting is the time that these big ones need to get to them at to the same pack. So then they're all together again. And they're going to come here. You put a consecration there. You come to this corner. They come after, and you do the little dance there. So they take full consecration damage, or as most as you can do it. Eventually they're gonna break loose to two sides, and you can jump like to the middle, and then to this side, and they're gonna come. Some of them are gonna come like this way here, and then they jump to the middle again, and then those will hit the middle, and those three will come to the middle again, and then you once again jump to this corner. You wait until all of them are around this area here at the bottom, and only then you move to this corner, because that means that once the dragons are here, they don't have range to attack you, the casters. And if you're in that corner, once they climb the ledge, there's a small line of sight break, so they can't actually cast on you. And they'll come as a pack, which is what you want. You want to try and keep them as much as you can as a pack. And basically that's how you kill it. Alright, now that you understand how it works, I'm just going to speed this up so you can see how, like right now, I'm trying to pack them again. I'm jumping back and forth between the two ledges. Eventually they're going to be packed. There they are, packed, and they're really far away. And that's at the point where they don't have range. And I'm going to this corner, and now here they don't have line of sight, except this little bastard here. At this point, you just wait, and there you go. Another consecration, go back, and you keep doing this, and basically, that's it. You take about 12 minutes if you do this right to kill the mobs. It's 15 minutes from the minute you start until the minute you finish. And you can make about like, in trash, I've already said it, but you can make about 35 gold from them. And then you can get paid for the boost, or if you're just helping a friend. The reason why I do these things isn't really for the payment part of it. That's just another bonus. It's just I have fun doing these things. And doing these challenges. May just keep telling me I can't do it. I'm a paladin, and I keep having to prove them wrong. So you should expect a Maraudon full pull soon, I hope. I'm gonna skip ahead to the end of the video so you can see the looting bit. So just do this all the time. Another bubble. This is the time where I kill most of them, or quite a bit. So here we go at the end of the video, about here, right? So I'm gonna start looting it. This run was like pretty lucky, apparently with the drops. I got like 50 gold per hour, but it does have like 3 golds from auction house, and that's probably this Valorous chest card. To be honest, you're not gonna sell it on the auction house, and disenchanting is usually not that worth either. So you're probably gonna sell it to vendor, and it's gonna be like 1 gold. That's why I say that it's like 30 to 35. I consistently keep having 50 gold per hour on farm log, but to be honest, it's more like 30 to 35 because farm log puts everything in the auction house basically. And that's about it. That's how you do it. Then you go down the stairs, and you're right at the beginning of the instance. So anyone that was being boosted, they can literally AFK right here and just stay there the whole time. They don't even need to move. They just go in. And that's it. So thank you for watching, and maybe I'll upload some other Paladin farms that I found out in future videos. Cheers!